इंग्लिश नहीं समझ आता है, तो काफ़ी सारे लोगों को समझ में आया रहेगा। पर द पॉइंट इज कि बहुत सारा रिसर्च हो रहा है, बहुत सारी पढ़ाई हो रही है कि टीएस में जो एपिलेप्सी है और ऑटिज्म और बौद्धिक विकास के जो चैलेंजेस हैं, उसके लिए और कोई नई दवा, नया तरीके से ट्रीटमेंट हो सकता है। तो जैसे आप डॉक्टर कुकर ने स्टडीज़ दिखाए, जो हम स्टडीज़ करते हैं, रिसर्च स्टडीज़ देखते हैं कि बाबा पेशेंट को दवा देने के पहले सच में दवा काम करता है क्या और सेफ है क्या। सो एक ड्रग्स मतलब दवाई का एक क्लास है एनकॉरिबिटर करके, उसमें साइक्लोलाइमस एड्रोलिमस करके 2 प्रकार की दवा है जो एटलीस्ट डॉक्टर जो ट्रीट करते हैं टीएस में, हमें बहुत एक्साइटमेंट पैदा हुई है क्योंकि अनेक प्रकार से टीएस में ये इसका उपयोग देखा जाता है। सेगा जो ट्यूमर बढ़ते हैं ब्रेन में, वो तो श्रिंक करते हैं, वो 4-5 साल से करता है। पर जो एपिलेप्सी है टीएस में, और टिपिकली काफ़ी सारे लोगों ने सवाल पूछा है कि 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 दवा के बावजूद फिट्स आते रहते हैं। ऐसे पेशेंट्स में और ना ही ऐसे पेशेंट में कई बार आई थिंक जैसे रिसर्च बढ़ता जाएगा, शायद ये नई जो दवा है 7-8 दवा फेल होने की राह नहीं देगी, शायद उसके पहले ये काम में आ सकती है। जैसे वाइगा बैक्टीरिया सैम्पल हमें पता है कि पहली वीक में टीएस वाली एपिलेप्सी है तो फर्स्ट दवा डॉक्टर की पेन से उतरनी चाहिए सैम्पल या वाइगा बैक्टीरिया। ये दोनों दवा का भी असर उतना ही अच्छा स्टडीज़ में दिखाई देगा। इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप आज सब लोग घर जाके ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल ऑर्डर करेंगे। ओके, ये बड़ी दवा है, इसके साइड इफ़ेक्ट काफ़ी है, तो ये पूरा आपके डॉक्टर का निर्णय रहेगा कि कौन से पेशेंट के लिए एक तो पहले ज़रूरी है और सेफ है। पर ऐसा नहीं है कि देयर इज लाइट एट द एंड ऑफ द टनल, ऐसा नहीं है कि सब कई एपिलेप्सीज में, बाकी के डिसीजेज में नया रिसर्च हो रहा है। पर टीएस एक ऐसी बीमारी है जो बहुत सारी नई रिसर्च की वजह से ये 2 दवाइयाँ आजकल यूज़ हो रही है। It's not in US. In US, it's not FDA approved for epilepsy.
No, yeah, just in Europe.
Just in Europe, yeah. So यूरोप में अभी एपिलेप्सी के लिए मान्यता मिली है लोकल गवर्नमेंट से। इंडिया में अभी मान्यता नहीं मिली है, फिर भी हम लोग ऑलरेडी यूज़ कर रहे हैं कंपैशनेट बेसिस पे। पर ये पूरा आपके डॉक्टर का निर्णय रहेगा। मतलब पॉइंट इज ऑप्शंस हैं, ऐसे नहीं है कि अरे सब कुछ ट्राई किया अभी कुछ नहीं है, ऐसे नहीं, ऑप्शंस हैं। तो वो एक दवा, और दूसरे लास्ट में जो 3 साइड दिखा है CBD ऑयल। CBD ऑयल से भी बहुत एक्साइटमेंट मिली है काफ़ी डिफिकल्ट एपिलेप्सीज में, जैसे टीएस का। सो CBD ऑयल का भी बहुत उपयोग दिखाई दिया है टीएस की एपिलेप्सी में। सो वो भी एक नया ऑप्शन है ऑन द होराइजन कि बाबा ये जो पेशेंट्स का, पर CBD ऑयल का डेफिनेटली इज डाउन द लाइन कि काफ़ी सारी दवाइयाँ ट्राई की हैं, डायट ट्राई किया है तो भी नहीं हो रहा है, तो CBD ऑयल, क्योंकि अब तक जो एकदम कड़क एकदम रिलायबल रिसर्च होना चाहिए वो अभी तक वो स्टेज पे CBD का रिसर्च पहुँचा नहीं। पर ये 2-3 आशा है और होप ऑन द होराइजन कि एपिलेप्सी, ऑटिज्म, बौद्धिक विकास के लिए दवा आ रही है। So you said something.
Can you speak a little bit about vagus nerve?
Vagal nerve stimulation.
I just mentioned that.
All right, okay. So vagal nerve stimulation is a epilepsy surgery का प्रकार है। सिर्फ अलग है कि इसमें एक्चुअल ब्रेन टिपिकली ऑपरेशन बोलेंगे तो मतलब उधर काटेंगे ऐसा ही के रहते हैं। वेगल नर्व स्टिमुलेशन आपने हार्ट में पेसमेकर डालते सुना होगा, वो ज़्यादा कॉमन है। सो ये जैसे हार्ट में पेसमेकर डलता है वैसे ही ये ब्रेन की इलेक्ट्रिक की जो वेव्स है उसको इफेक्ट करता है। सो मैग्नेट इज ओनली फॉर द दिस। तो एक पेसमेकर के जैसी चीज़ डलती है इधर और उसका वायर जाता है, वेगस नर्व करके एक वायर रहती है इधर जो हार्ट जो ब्रेन में जाती है, उसके अराउंड वो वायर कनेक्ट होती है। ब्रेन एक्चुअली खोला नहीं जाता। तो ये सिर्फ कोई विशिष्ट प्रकार की फिट में ही वेगल नर्व स्टिमुलेटर काम करता है। कोई फिट में काम नहीं करता है। सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन कौन सी प्रकार की फिट ज़्यादा है वो बच्चे और कौन सी प्रकार की फिट से ज़्यादा तकलीफ हो रही है। बिल्कुल एक ड्रॉप अटैक जिसमें गिरते हैं और लगते रहता है कंटिन्यूस, जिससे वो बहुत सारी चीज़ें रुक जाती है। स्कूल भेजना रुक जाता है, थेरेपी रुक जाती है क्योंकि कभी भी गिरेगा, सर फटेगा, डर रहता है। तो ऐसे सारे फिट्स में वेगल नर्व स्टिमुलेटर काम करता है। पर पैलिएटिव सर्जरी ये फिट को निकाल नहीं दे रहे। जैसे कई जो एपिलेप्सी सर्जरी जिसमें जो ट्यूबर से फिट आ रहे हैं तो हम निकाल देते हैं, तो वो वाली एपिलेप्सी निकल जाती है कि वो जड़ से उखाड़ जाती है। वेगल नर्व स्टिमुलेटर जैसे फिट चालू होती है, वो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चालू हो जाती है ब्रेन में, तो ये पेसमेकर पड़ता है कि अच्छा ये डिस्चार्ज अबनॉर्मल डिस्चार्ज चालू हो गया, शॉर्ट सर्किट से चालू हो गया, उसको काट दो। ओके, समथिंग लाइक व्हाट यू वुड हैव घर में यू हैव अ सर्किट ब्रेकर, कि शॉर्ट सर्किट हो रहा है, ओवरलोड हो रहा है, तो सर्किट ब्रेक होता है। वी हैव दैट इन आवर हाउस। सो इट कट्स ऑफ द सीजर, तो दिखाई नहीं देता है एक्चुअल बच्चा वो सीजर एक्सपीरियंस नहीं करता है, वो काटता है। ओके, मैग्नेट जो आप बोल रहे हैं वो अगर स्टैटस में गया बच्चा लंबा फिट आया तो टिपिकली हम लोग बोलते हैं वो नेजल स्प्रे देना है मेरा स्प्रे। तो ये वेगल नर्व स्टिमुलेटर में और एक सुविधा होती है कि बहुत बड़ा करंट दे सकते हैं ब्रेन को, ताकि अगर बड़ा फिट चल रहा है ऑनगोइंग स्टैटस में बच्चा, तो मैग्नेट घुमाएंगे तो बड़ा करंट डिलीवर होता है और वो स्टेटस को बंद करने की कोशिश कर सकते हैं। तो वो मैग्नेट का ही है, पर अदरवाइज ये पेस मेकर नहीं जैसे, पर वो इट्स वन ऑप्शन। मतलब आई थिंक ऐसे पेरेंट मीटिंग में एक थोड़ा डर लगा रहता है हम डॉक्टर्स को कि आप आपकी गलत फहमी ना हो अबाउट व्हाट आर द ट्रीटमेंट ऑप्शंस। ओके, ये सब जो ट्रीटमेंट ऑप्शंस डिस्कस किए हैं वो सब बच्चों में लागू होंगे ऐसा नहीं है। ओके, ये बहुत टेलर्ड है, इंडिविजुअल है। लिटरली जैसे एक कपड़ा दूसरे पे अच्छा नहीं दिखेगा जो टेलर्ड है, वैसे ही एक दवा जो एक बच्चे को लागू होगी ज़रूरी नहीं है दूसरे बच्चे को सेम लागू। तो जैसे सुबह से बोला जा रहा है कि टीम वर्क है, कौन सी फिट है, ईजी में क्या है, अब तक क्या ट्राई किया गया है, बाकी की चीज़ें क्या है, ऑटिज्म कितना है, बिहेवियर कैसा है, कॉग्निशन कैसा है, ये सब देख के नाप तो निर्णय लेना है कि कौन से बच्चे में कौन सी दवा सबसे बेस्ट है। जैसे लोग go home with a misunderstanding that don't order the Everlivers order anymore. It's going to be like it's a big decision. But there's certainly things to do. I mean, there's so much. You don't have as much in other diseases as much as we have in TSC. There's a lot of it.
Brain-wise is the good for the development of growth.
Brain-wise?
Brain-wise. Syrup.
He's asking about, so brain-wise contains
Omega-3.
Omega-3 fatty acids.
So in general, they are good. They have not been studied specifically in tuberous sclerosis. They're probably good for everybody. They are not regulated, so in the United States, we don't always have high-quality products. Like I said, we have a lot of fakes out there. But omega-3s are generally good for brain stimulation and for good health of everything.
There are no side effects.
Now, if you take enough oil, you're going to have diarrhea, but that's probably the only problem.
The worry is what you said about the fakes.
Yes.
So you may be buying something that you think is omega-3, but because it's not a regulated drug like other drugs are, nobody is keeping an eye on it. So you have no idea what you're buying in, and the effect is it's not a magic wand which is just going to just make the child talk tomorrow or stop the seizures. So also you have to know what to expect from the drug when you start it. It's named Brain-wise. It just gives all of us an impression that tomorrow, all of us are going to be vying for the Nobel Prize in science tomorrow. That's not what it does. Is the point. It can't be harmful. It's a vitamin, which is also, but then by the way, available in natural foods. So you have to just realize what are you buying.
So my daughter is already on the curator now. They started like 14 months ago. But before starting, we had a huge debate on whether we should go for CBD or the doctor, or whether we should go for a curator. What would be your choice?
Well, so I think it depends on each individual. We certainly have more data for everolimus right now, but I have patients who have not responded as well to it as I would like. Usually what the conversation I have with my patients is after we've been on 3 or 4 or 5 different medicines and said, it's time for us to do something that's harder. But what that harder is might be the diet, it might be surgery, it might be, in our case, the vagal nerve stimulator, it might be CBD oil, or it might be everolimus. And then we have a conversation between what I think of those choices makes the most sense, what the family thinks what they want to do based on what they know, and we make a decision on those things. So I can't say that one is better than the other, not at all. Yeah, so I don't pick. I decide with the family which one they want to do based on what we know and more importantly, what we don't know.
These are not straightforward decisions, multifactorial,
Yeah.
quite complex.
Also works similarly like
No, it works through a totally different thing, so they are totally separate, very separate. Yeah.
I want to know, like as you said, the economists reduces the size of the fibers. So does CBD
No.
just affects the seizures?
Exactly. And then, so that's the reason why we spend so much time on these mTOR inhibitors, because it's the first genetic epilepsy that we have a molecular treatment. So we understand the gene, we know what the gene does, and we have a medicine that fixes that. There's no other epilepsies that we really have that are like that. We have other epilepsies that we know genetically what they're caused by, and we have medicines that work better for them compared to other ones, but none of them that have this is your problem. And there may be some very channel on things that we have, yeah. But by and large, the reason why we spend so much time on the mTOR inhibitors is because they match the pathway that doesn't work right in TSC, and most other medicines just treat all the other consequences.
So it's like everolimus is like वो ताले की चाबी. Okay, it's we've understood TS कि क्या तकलीफ है, क्या ताला है, and we actually found the चाबी. Okay, but it's not as direct as that. So it also makes us very hopeful in using this as scientists. In other diseases, we're probably trying to use this as a prototype. कि अच्छा TS में ऐसा, this is how we arrive at a solution, and we're sort of trying to use that. I'm sure it will be like a framework for other diseases in the future. So even amongst doctors, there's a lot of excitement about TS because because we're understanding it better and we're using that understanding and we're delivering it. It's not only research based, not only lab based. It's actually reaching the end user as the patient.
As I understand from the study, once a patient is given this medicine, then they have to continue taking that.
Yeah.
If you withdraw it, the symptoms reappear, everything reappears.
That's our understanding.
That's the understanding.
Yeah,
That's what
because we're putting the brakes back on mTOR, but it's not a permanent brake. You know, just like if you took the brakes off a car, the car's going to go again.
Yeah.
So that's how this works.
Is there a possibility that if it is stopped and then it is switched to some other medicine, right?
It stopped in what?
If this medicine is given to a child and for let's say 1 year, and due to some reason or the other, it doesn't work or something happens, and you go back to the earlier medication, will there be another effect? Will there regression in that case?
We don't know, but we think that is very possible. Because the way that this medicine works is that it changes how proteins are made in the body. And some of those proteins can have permanent or long-term effects in the brain. So even though we may lose the effect of the medicine, the protein changes. If they get locked in by the brain, that may change how everything works in the background or as a second term. But I have no science to prove that. It's just mostly based on what the pieces I understand, the theory fits, but I don't have proof.
So that's a difference. In other anti-epileptics, we for 3 months, 5 months, and to think of stop. And then even much earlier on, we can say that this anti-epileptic is not working. Whereas I think with everolimus, we need to give it time, a longer time. So sort of stay put and not be in a haste. कि अच्छा दवा नहीं काम कर रहा है तो बदल. So that doesn't work.
Multiple disciplines, not just in my doctor, I've seen her influence so many aspects. Her seizures came down from 4 or 5 a day to 1 a day now, and it's usually chain clusters, like she gets it for about 15 minutes or so, and that's the only thing now she's getting. And once in a while she gets the coding bugs.
Yeah.
All others, she has like limits gas stop seizures, she did all types of things. All of them are now stopped. I saw improvement in her cognitive abilities now. She's trying to respond more to what we talked to her.
Yeah, so what I do is I have a conversation with the family, and we both decide that this is what the next step should be. We start the medicine, and I don't make other changes in other seizure medicines if I don't have to for the first few months, because I want to see at least initially how they do. And then after that, I keep them on the everolimus, but I start making adjustments in the other medicines. The other medicines might start working better, or I might have a better combination. And so I let this work under the background while I keep making other changes. Because I think it is helping everything work better. That's what I think, but I want to know more.
Yeah.
Initially, I was suggesting to start but there were the side effects like my you were a little keen, and then I got to about CBD, so I went on CBD. That's what I'm getting good results this time. For the sugar reductions, can we go for both combination?
So they certainly can be combined. We don't recommend starting 2 new medicines at the same time because then you don't know which one's working or which one's having side effects. But if you ever get to the point where you've been on one for a while and there's a reason to try the other one, you can combine them. You can.
What is the youngest age you ever tried that medication?
So we have started it in the newborn nursery in less than a week old. Yeah. So and our latest studies for autism are going to be done in babies between 0 and 12 months old.
So this medicine is also used for, it was originally used for other things, post-transplant and things like that. So there is already an experience about using them in kids. It's not like a completely new molecule which is so kids and adults alike. So it's not sort of entirely new discovered molecule. It's just that we've discovered a new application of a new use for it.
Yeah. And that's actually quite important. That's another principle why we're excited about this is because we've repurposed a drug. Normally, for us to get to this stage that I showed you today would take 20 years. And we did it in about 6. But the reason why we did it was because they had already had all that testing in other areas, and we could take their data from safety, dosing, and use that for TSC. So we just had to do some other stuff. So anyway, it's been really wonderful that all this work was already done in the previous decades, because otherwise in TSC I would still be on that first slide.
I mean, it was just not bias for case like in way back in 2002 or 3.
That's correct.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so I know we have lots of questions. So your last question, then we should go for lunch.
Okay.
And Dr. Darcy is not running away, right? We still have
I'm here this afternoon, yes.
So yeah, just the last question and then we can break for lunch. Sure.
स्किन रीजन्स में इसका रोल क्या है रैपेनासिन और सिरोलिनस
Also, natural skin lesions
In most patients, it doesn't make them go away completely, but it makes them flat and it makes them less red. So you can't go to a pharmacy and ask for the cream because it doesn't exist in a prepared form. So you have to go to a special pharmacy that can take the tablets and prepare them and mix them into a cream. And then we have patients put that on their face once or twice a day.
Maybe I think it has, isn't it? I mean, I got a cream, I ordered online, I got it.
Okay, so maybe you guys have somebody who's like it, but in the US we don't have that yet.
It does or something.
But yeah, so it definitely exists and it definitely works. The reason why I didn't put it in the thing today is because I'm waiting for the new study results to get published. And I'm told that the magazine, the journal, has accepted it, but it hasn't released it yet. And so as soon as those results, I know what those results are, but until they publish it, I can't share them. So, but it definitely works.